All right, Mark, where can we find you? What do you got to plug? What you got going on?
Well, I'm at the iHeartMedia app for my show, 3 till 6 Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. You can also get me at WXDX.com. You can read my sports writing at TribLive.com. And I do a bunch of podcasts on various things you can look up if you have the mind to for the Bet Rivers Network, the casino network. They've been very good to me. Also, I want to ask you guys what you think of this. I've been offered a pretty good sum of money to start writing about wrestling again. Should I take it?
Yes.
How much? Yes. Just bury everybody.
I would. See, that's the thing I worry about. I would be so unbelievably negative.
Well, we need somebody like you. Everybody else is being a little...
This era, though, nobody wants to hear that stuff.
Yes, they do.
I mean, you know what's funny? I got a shout out to my man who's a great performer. He's probably a good guy. He leads any league in self-importance, Dax Harwood of FTR.
Right.
Because I talked about how WWE's the real show back when he had his match with the Briscoes in Dallas the same weekend as WrestleMania.
That was a great match.
It was a great match, and I said it was at the time, but he flipped out over that, called me a piece of said, it's not the real show, blah, 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 blah. Every single thing that's happened since then has proved that WWE is the real show, and I know he knows it, and I know he can't wait to get back there. I know in his heart he can't wait to get back there. It's a whole new game now. AEW has betrayed its mission statement of being something different. It's all recycled now. WWE is born again under Hunter and Shawn Michaels. You know what's really funny? DX was the revolutionary group, right? Mm-hmm. They won. They run the show now.
Yeah, they run the show, right? Yeah, they're hysterical, yeah.
Talk about long-term booking.
Yeah. That was a good little nostalgic ending on Monday.
Yeah, it was. It was great.
Yeah. Yeah, WWE is really on fire. I love what they're doing.
Yeah.
That whole with the White Rabbit was so out of the box. The Fiend coming back, the Bloodline, Sami Zayn. I mean, the Judgment Day thing with Ray and Dominic. They're just on fire, bro.
Yeah, you know what's funny, Conan, is I wasn't a big fan of Dominic at first.
Right.
Because I don't like the silver spoon thing where the guy who gets a break because of somebody's kid. Dominic's become really good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Really good. And I'll tell you what I like about him. His timing, like his ring timing, he's not a great worker yet. I think he will be. But his timing to know when to get to where he needs to be at exactly the right moment is amazing.
Plus, here's the great thing. He's got Ray's teaching him. I've taught him. Edge has taught him. Michael Hayes is teaching him. Paul Heyman is teaching him Edge. So he's getting really great mentorships. You know what I'm
Lance
saying?
Storm, too. He was at Lance's wrestling school.
Yeah. And
that's sent him back,
and the great thing, not because he's my godson, because he knows I will bury them in a minute. He's the sweetest guy you're going to meet, and he'll listen. He's not a lot of like these Generation Z guys that they think they know it all. He wants to listen. He wants to get under the learning tree, and it couldn't have happened to a nicer kid.
Well, I'll tell you how good it's been, Conan, is the stuff he's doing with his dad, like feuding with his dad.
Right.
It's actually believable. I buy into it. Like when Matt and Jeff Hardy feuded, I didn't buy into it.
Right.
When Kevin and Scott, Nash and Hall, when they feuded, I didn't buy into it.
Right.
But I buy into Ray and Dominic. That says a lot about the presentation of both of them.
Yeah, and the crowd does too, because I was there in Philly live on Saturday night for the pay-per-view, and I was telling Conan and Disco earlier, Dominic got the most heat of anybody that came out all night. That crowd hated him. So
now, if this is worth anything, Mark, and you're getting offered a good sum of money to write about wrestling, I would. And we do need an alternate voice. Everybody else is licking saying about how good everything is when it isn't. And there are some things that are good, like you just said in WWE. Me and Disco. Our main thing here is we don't hate, we state. What we like, we put it over. What we don't like, we bury it. And if you don't like it, we don't give a.
Well, I'll give you a little preview of what my first column would be, and I'm not decided if I'm going to do it.
Right.
AEW is very easily fixed.
Right.
And I think Tony Khan's actually a relatively creative guy. I just think he's overmatched. You know how you make that company good? You fire 50 people.
Right.
If you fired 50 people, it would clear out the chaff. Only the wheat would be left. You'd have TV time for everybody. What kills that company the most is the guys who should be on TV like every week aren't.
Right. And what you just brought up, Mark, me and Disco have brought it up too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like people always say, well, you can't just fire 40 or 50 people. I'd like to make an offer to Tony Khan right now. I will come there and I will be your Grim Reaper. I will sit in the office, call people in one after the other, not only fire them, but make fun of them as they leave because they don't deserve to be there.
You mean like that scene in Hard Knocks when they call the guy?
Yes, exactly like that. Tell me that wouldn't be great.
I love that. There's nothing worse than the guy going in there and kind of knowing what's going to happen and it's being filmed. And they always tell him the same shit at the end. I love you. I'll recommend you, if we had room for you, so he doesn't feel as bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Every time I've been fired, you know what I've said, and it hasn't happened often.
Right.
I've suspected it was coming. Listen, let's just get this over with. I don't need a speech.
Right. I don't need you to butter me up. I
need to go have a drink. So just tell me what's up.
Right. Exactly.